So you are playing with your great sounding rig on stage. All the gear that you have carefully selected over the years, they make that subtle difference. After the gig, you talk with friends and other people and they say that your guitar sounded thin, lacking body. So you ask the sound guy to send you a copy of the recording. And when listening at home, you realize your guitar sounded nothing like it did on stage. That's really frustrating, don't you think? I've been through all of that, and in this video I want to share with you the things I did to avoid this again. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to help me create more guitar related content for you. Very much appreciated. We all have our great sounding guitar players. Most of us will hear that through sound systems, studio monitors or headphones. And in order to get that great sounding guitar sound, our favorite artist, guitar player, needed to go into a studio where they knew how to mic an amp properly with the right microphones and the right microphone preamps. Now you have your holy grail amp and speaker or combo or whatever amplifier you use. You stand like 10 feet away from it and really love how full it sounds. This is what we call the amp in the room sound. But then when we are on stage, the sound that the sound engineer hears is the sound of a not carefully placed microphone without those expensive mic preamps. The sound what he hears is of a close mic in front of your speaker, and if you would put your ear at that same spot, you would not like it. It's ear-piercing high and lacking all that full body what you would hear 10 feet away, like the amp in the room sound. No wonder that your friends and people will tell you after the gig that your guitar sounded thin and lacking body. But can the sound guy be blamed for it? I guess not entirely. So let's look at these two different situations. One would be the amp in the room sound and one would be the closed miking sound. Here we have a Marshall Silver Jubilee and the cabinet is from Koch. And let's imagine on stage the sound engineer gives you this SM57 microphone somewhere around the cap edge. And we would be standing around 6 feet away, and I have that same SM57 also here, which would simulate our amp in the room. Let's see how these two translate. As you could hear, there's a huge difference between a so-called amp in the room sound and the closed mic one. Probably you would prefer the closed mic signal. Of course, to do a good amp in the room sound, I would need proper microphones and set it up the right way, and these are expensive microphones, of course. I wanted to just demonstrate that same mic, what it does closed to the speaker and some feet away. The same thing happens live when the sound engineer puts a microphone close to the cabinet and what you hear some feet away. There's a big difference between that. That's all what matters. That what we perceive with our human ears sounds totally different than on the speaker cabinet. How to deal with this? You could carry around your own microphones and mic preamps and go into a studio and carefully find that one sweet spot and mark it on your speaker. But unfortunately, very few of us can afford this. That's when I started to experiment with the modelers like Zoom, Line 6 and even the Fox Tone Lab with a real tube in it. And they sounded good enough. I was happy with it. The audience was hearing the same thing I heard on the live recordings at home through my studio monitors or live on stage through the full response flat range PA monitors. Then Fractal Audio introduced the XFX with their much more realistic amp sound and stellar, really killer sounding effects compared to all those previous gear I mentioned. For more than 10 years I was very happy. Both live and in the studio I had the best sound ever. But tons of times tweaking my amp signal, especially after every firmware update, I was always searching for the closest tube, natural, warm sound, because to me there was something missing in the high end and the low end, that punchy low end, especially that ear-piercing high end. Something was still missing. And after watching all those great YouTubers with those great collection of amps behind them, especially listening and comparing it to my Fractal Audio amp signal, I knew something is missing, and that's when gas hit me again. But never more playing with real 4x12 caps. I got so used to playing in-ear or with studio monitors and headphones. Always stereo, wherever I walk on stage, the guitar sound stays the same. I even became a better player because you hear every little detail you play on your in-ear monitors, and I play with a full band mix just with the guitar a little bit louder. There were some things what I needed to work out. First of all, how to bring that 100-watt amp back to line level. And for that I needed a speaker load box, a reactive load box. And I bought the Shure reactive load box because Shure and Fractal Audio were known as using correct speaker impedance curves. And because the Fractal Audio was not available in Europe for a long time, I went for the Shure. I'm very happy with it. The next step would be how to replace our speaker cabinet. And for that we live in very modern times and we have the speaker impulses. I'm using my Fractal Audio FM3 also as a speaker impulse loader, and these impulses are carefully captured with all those nice mics and expensive mic preamps, and we get the digital impulse of that. So it gives us tons of possibilities in cabinets. Also the speakers, V30s, greenbacks, creambacks, whatnot, this would be in real life impossible. Let's check out these two situations in which the Marshall Silver Jubilee is going through the Koch 4x12 speaker mic'd with the SM57, and then the other will be the same Marshall Silver Jubilee, but then through my Shure reactive load straight into the Fractal Audio FM3 and with the Friedman speaker impulse. How it's all set up you can see in the link above. Check out that video, I have showed everything in detail there. feel the air moving around you and the amp in the room sound. It's totally fine on stage. Just do it softer and offer the sound engineer a signal with the speaker impulse of that same cabinet what you are using, loaded with the same speakers. So you have the best of the both worlds. You have the amp in the room sound, but the audience will hear what you programmed at home with your speaker impulse. So tons of advantages. I hope this video will help you in your search of your holy grail tone, and especially how it will translate to the listener, the audience, because that's whom we are playing for. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to support me create more guitar related content for you. Very much appreciated. Bye bye.